YouTube channel. Today I'm so excited again. We're here with someone who is so brave. He came out just this week with a story about his lifestyle and the weight problems and how he needs gastric bypass surgery in India. These are things a lot of us struggle with, but none of us usually have the courage to talk about openly so we can help someone else. And I know after the article was written, we had some people complaining, it's too long, it's too long. So, for you guys who do not like reading or are allergic to reading, we hope you'll enjoy this particular interview. I'm here with Henry BJ Phiri, or as some of you know him, Uncle Limbani. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach, and thank you for inviting me on your platform. I must say, I'm so grateful. My family and I are grateful for giving us opportunity through that article. It has opened a lot of, it has given us a lot of feedback as a family. Um, yeah, actually, like I said, it's a learning process all the way. There's things that some people have said, have mentioned on that on that platform that we didn't know, and emanating from that same article, people have given us calls. I've been receiving calls. Yeah, I must say the calls have been buzzing. I don't think any call center right now fits our record. So calls have been coming through. People with different views, people with different ideas, and clearly again, just as well, people don't understand obesity. People don't understand BP. People don't understand most of these things that surround us. These are lifestyles that you see, you can't live your lifestyle based on someone else's. You can't. You can't just come and say, don't eat beef. Don't eat. People don't know. People really don't know. And again, thank you so much for that article. Like I said, it has just broadened our understanding of what we are going through as a family. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really opened the discussion. One thing which struck me when we spoke before I read the article was when you said, sometimes when the life starts changing and then you're driving all these cars, you think, tingala bueno. Not knowing that particular inactive lifestyle, the good food, if you do too much of it, that it's a problem.
You see, because I think by and large, Tinkala Bueno or Kudja Bueno, or it's a relative term. You understand? There are people who, in the counter times, a family it will be probably once a month to have beef 2 kg, and you didn't even know that. And just that beef in a month was enough nutrients to carry into the next one to cause a balanced diet. Now, because of the Tinkarabu, thinking when we eat beef every day, I can say, but there's one thing that came out from that article that also changed the way I looked at things. It's the culture we've lost, the reading culture. You must have noticed from the comments. I think quite a number of them were saying, it's too lengthy, it's 50,000 words. Now, government, as we speak right now, spends millions every time when there's an outbreak or whatever it is that is there in campaign materials using print. So now it gives you the kind of feedback. How many people read these brochures? How many people read this literature that government spends money on? How then can we best communicate to our people? We must change from the. For now, of course, the reading culture has dropped. So how best can we reach out to the people? It's through such platforms. So Papa, so what about the munch? Like I'm telling you, you should learn to read. So yeah, someone once said, if you want to hide anything from an African, put it in writing. Now that's very sad. I mean, history is recorded in writing. Very little is passed on orally and things like that. As a country, if we don't go back to reading and writing, we'll lose our culture, we'll lose our identity, we'll lose who we are. We must learn to read. Read every day. Read something. Not even wearing about MP don't read read. I'm telling you. You are busy. I could tell people were just saying, they look at the picture. Obesity. Is he dead? No, he's alive.
My next question is, what do you think in terms of personal choices on a daily basis? Because it's not one day just wake up and then you find you're not fitting all your clothes, and then you start remembering, what is it I was eating? Like today, what is it I am putting in my mouth? So I don't know what if that makes sense.
You summarized your article very well at the bottom there. You talked about what you are doing today. Okay. I think it comes back to one thing. We're talking about ability to buy what you want, but freedom without discipline is back to slavery. Freedom without discipline is slavery. The ability to discipline yourself, to know that, okay, look, today I've eaten X number of protein foods. What proteins have I taken? What calories have I taken? What carbohydrates have I taken? It's what is important. That's why the next thing I'm going to do with this gentleman here is going to shock you. We are going to find sponsors as Watatu. We are doing an advert on Mateveto. We want to change the concept. We are doing an advert. Actually, we started working on it already. We've done part of it, establishing shows and so on. Mateveto. As you are telling this young man who's becoming a husband, don't just say, if you feel sash. Tell them the nutritional value and in what portions they should be taken. You understand? Then what? Tell them they're good. These are greens for you. You have to take them at least every week. You must have a portion of it. Tell him these are carbohydrates. You need to take at least so much for your body. Not just no. So this is what has killed us also, our culture. Me, I used to have this back and forth with my wife. Because I'm one at the shawarma to school. That shawarma is already wrapped in a lot of carbs and a lot of stuff. It's a diet on its own. But I boy, so we need to look at these things as a lifestyle, to stop looking at them as just food. Look at it as you are taking a set or a number of nutritional things. So, but if you don't want they're meaningless. I was having a chat with Dr. Magwende George. He was telling me about what they call beer in scientific things. He says they are worthless. Is it worthless? Worthless calories. There's certain calories that you need also, but like beer, it just accumulates there. There's nothing, but there are calories. There are sugars in there. What do you need them for? Nothing. And our drinking culture in Zambia, or I should think the rest of the world, that we drink in the night, in the evenings. Eat in the evenings, you go back to bed to sleep. What are you doing with all the stuff you've eaten? It's doing nothing to you but just piling. And it's different when you drink Uzo and you are breaking.
And also, sorry to cut you, but there are some people who thought that maybe the article was a joke, or even the fact that you suffered a stroke, that it was a joke.
Your article actually did us good because now it gave it the reality. When I was in hospital, I think, as you can tell, I'm still a patient. I'm one patient who doesn't go into the unless I will get to the I don't do that. Thank God. If you have about to send person if one part of the body is gone because of do up a queen that does on the other side. So when I was in hospital, I love seeing the positive in everything. When I was in hospital, it was an opportunity to talk about certain things, and people thought, he's joking. My own brother Thomas only came into after 2 weeks. He thought, and I saw that, and I thought, no, you are joking. It's one of those things. I thought it was on set. Until the article, until the reader, and that's why your article gave it the sickness. Now, I was like, we must not do what I am. So thanks so much, and so the article for us was a positive. thing that happened to us, because now people understood that and so on. As I speak to you right now, you are aware. I'm on the mend. I'm recuperating. I'm still pending my operation. But I'm not one person who's going to sit and say, Dwala. Of course, there are certain things that require that I rest, because resting is part of the healing process. But patient. Ifolodea body view muzakapedza chituvi chachokapo chandochiriza nikumangirira ndakutesa umwe ichi chitumbi chandifunda for the past 2 nights ndebye vitumi mumamvera taona muntu wakufa ndiye ise. No, we thank God. We are not like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's also briefly talk about alcohol, because I feel like increasingly in our country it's becoming a problem, even among the young people. So maybe, I don't know, as Watatu, how you plan to handle that particular aspect, because as you said, it's empty calories, and also it's detrimental to one's mental health as well.
Correct. On the issue of alcohol, it's a very, very topical issue that cannot be dealt with one theory or one. First of all, we have lost a generation. Quite now, I should say 2 or 3 generations. There's a big gap. There's a huge gap. Especially I found out about my early 2000. Wafana to jiri and so on. And these are issues that I think government should take seriously. This is an issue that government should. I mean, there are very few people. I'll be frank. I'll be very candid. There are very few people who are very to enough as a chamber. You understand? But look at how there's a whole unit at the Drug Enforcement Commission that goes into Chiwodia, goes night patrols. When there's Jan night, you will think maybe there's a terrorist show happening, because there are dogs. Everyone wants to set 2 balls of cannabis. I'm not playing what they do there, but in similar manner, can we see government making sure that, first of all, it shouldn't be about what they're doing, going to the end user and do some. No. Where are these components coming from? Who imports the things like, is it industrial? I think it's called industrial ethane, whatever they use to make matujirijiran. Because it doesn't make sense to me, my sister. Look at this bottle of water. This bottle, I think, sells for an average of 10 kwacha. And it's plastic, yeah? It's a good bottle. But then, the branding on this bottle, the water itself, the processes, the workers behind it, the distribution, and along the line of distribution, all those costs. How then can Kajiri be 5 kwacha or 10 kwacha? And this is glass. And then the processes and the workers, the distribution. Who's subsidizing Kajiri Kutukankari so affordable? So there's somewhere. It's either, I want to say this, it's either government is aware of what is happening, and they deliberately want to have a generation that is constantly drunk, so that, because drunk people don't talk to government. You know what I mean? It's either government knows, or the powers that we deliberately want to say these generations to be drunk, or no, it doesn't add up for me, because honestly, there's something wrong with. There's something wrong. I suspect the powers that be deliberately are watching this, but then it's sad because they die like they just expire. And you know they don't lie each other. Next, the one is not waking up. Oh, we are married at such a bit, my lord.
And
that's it. And these are people that have been to university. These are people that have been good to grade 12 and what. And this is a whole human resource that we have lost. 2, 3 generations gone. Government is aware, and like, on behalf of the organization, government should do something about this. They should put a stop. It started in Kaunda. I remember when I was growing up, when I was at Kablunga Boys, around 92, there was an outbreak of them. Number 1. They used to come from Malawi. With a government that had with a government that wanted to put a stop to it, they did. I remember thinking, I'm sure grounds were cadets that time. And they put a stop to it. And they saved a lot of us from that vice. But right now, I think there's lack of willpower from the powers that be.
Yeah. And also, briefly, if we can touch on, how has life been like after coming out of hospital? what has been the progress in terms, because I know you said you quit alcohol and smoking, and yeah, and you've also lost some weight. How do you feel?
It's amazing. It's a good feeling, and it hasn't been easy. But like I told you, Watatu, we believe in one thing. Watatu, our motto is mind over no, mind over matter. So yeah, those of you out there that have smoked before, you know how it feels. The age, it's just something else. Number one, Kasako. But smoking is something else. And especially if there's something bothering you. Then what I did was I took the issues that were bothering me after I survived that ordeal. So I put them here. Are they worth dying for? Are they worth leaving my children? Are they worth leaving my family, my wife, and everyone? No, I can deal with this one at a time with time. So smoking, I would feel the urge to smoke, but then I realized it's mind over matter. The the drinking, drinking even. Nale.
Are you starting to negotiate?
No, I'm not
with him
negotiating.
there?
I'm not negotiating. I mean, we as human beings are failed to keep 10 commandments, 10 simple 10 commandments, collectively, together, from the Pope to the Massive. We are failed to keep the 10 commandments. What more? But I know we'll strive to remain positive. And the benefits, however, the benefits are amazing. I've never slept like this in my life. And after a long time. I sleep, usually I would sleep around 21. By 9 p.m. I sleep. No matter what I do, by 0203 I'll be up. 02, my wife was laughing at me. I'd go on my days out of my days of Pasaka Visa when about tomorrow, Ubera Kunyumba 0304. 5:32, brain ya hook.
Yeah.
BJ Phiri. What is it? Wake up. You start thinking. But now I'm sleeping like a baby. The breathing has improved. I used to have challenges. I had to turn my pillow several positions for me to find a spot. Now I sleep peacefully. I sleep, and this is just after losing 12 plus kilos, 12 to 15 kilos. Now I can imagine when I go to 100, when I go to 85. Oh my God. Because I'm still I will need an alarm. These days, previously, I would switch off the alarm. The alarm was waiting for me to switch it off. Because by the time the alarm is going on, I could die like. Now this time, I'm getting there. I'm enjoying it, and I must say, the positive, the benefits are amazing. I don't even know how to say. I wake up feeling energetic. I wake up, my legs are feeling good, because those days, because of excessive smoking, I told you that I used to smoke like, I would never. But before I switch it off, I would light, light the other one, and then there's a very monso. You feel introspect. These are things that everyone who smokes right now, most people that smoke, can agree with me. Say the feeling is bad, but I don't know how we become hooked on it. Of course, these are these are things that people have invented for marketing, for sales, so they keep you hooked on them. And above all, the communication between me and my God has massively increased. I have a brother of mine who encourages me a lot. We call him General. He's a general now. And very some people. He's coming. He's coming to our show. We're having a show as well. That was a fundraiser in August. He's coming to the show. His name is Malaka Demao. Those that know him from the University of Zambia, Malaka Demao put bantu bazoyimirira bamverera amastori za Malaya Shimika. Some people think, oh, Malaya, but Malaya now is a serious prayer warrior. He wake you up around 3, 4, just share scripture, pray, and you are not praying specifically for yourself per se or what, but you are praying in certain directions that just change the way. It's a lifestyle. It's we're talking to lifestyles. We're talking to financial breakthroughs. The spiritual interaction now also brings a lot of peace and understanding why this is happening. When I came out of hospital, by the way, this one I want to share. There was a drug I was given to address my. I've got a lot of pins and needles in this hand. A lot of pins and needles, and tingling sensation. So this drug would make me feel nauseated and sleepy and so on. And I couldn't eat. I was upset. Now the mistake I made was I was upset at the drug. Like this drug. You know, imaging happiness. Unknown to me was that it's God's process, it's God's plan, because I needed to lose up to a certain level, and the drug was also part of that, so that it would not make me eat the way I was supposed to eat. Because without that, I would have been eating like a like a like a like a pig being prepared for market. And then I removed that drug. Okay, I removed that drug. I spoke to the doctor. I spoke to my doctor. I said, "Look, this drug is making me this," and I googled it. These are the side effects, and it's sure I'm like ticking every box. So he says, "Okay, we'll lose that. We'll swap it." Then God still wanted, you know how he took the guy to Nineveh. And I said, "Ah, good. Now with that gone, I've stopped vomiting. Now I'm going to eat." Then God brought in another element.
What's that?
so, so when I chew things like big chunks which I was supposed to eat, my teeth just because I'm still learning to. Imagine my teeth when my teeth are like my Chizungu man. What is the term? Like my teeth when like I'm trying to crash to chew hard.
They're getting stiff. Or
no, not stiff. When my teeth what's the term? You know, when I'm chewing, because like I've said, there are certain things that I'm learning to control because of the discrepancy in coordination in the two sides. So I am over chewing, and that causes my teeth to produce a certain what's the word? What's the word? The sharp meeting of the two jaws causing the teeth. They produce a certain.
Like how you feel maybe when you are trying to chew a jersey or something, or
you know when you know when people are mixing concrete, you know that sound, you know when the shovel and the concrete and the floor, that sound, that's what would happen to my teeth, and it would just make me want to throw up because it echoes I feel it in my brain, and from there I stop eating. Then I was upset with all that, but then because of the prayer, I then realized, no, this is God telling me, Sunny, you are rushing it. Sunny, calm down. Sunny, take more of because I was advised to take more smoothies. That's why I've said it's mind over matter. Wankara. Nayo ukakala my video from nowhere you are watching Museveni is healing, then upeza advert yachibega
for me it's like cakes popping up on my timeline.
I don't imagine that's why we need adverts. We need adverts that come with warning. The next way we want to warn our sensitive viewers that the advert you're about to see can be disturbing. Can you imagine you are in a hunger stricken? I mean, sorry to say, pakati pa chiwodi oba mwangena mwatambe ko ball oba ndeza chesha advert cha Hungry Lion peace bankuku. They should put a warning. We want to warn our sensitive viewers that the advert about to see can be disturbing to our hungry viewers. So that also, but again, you must trust the Lord with the healing process. There are certain things we will do as ourselves as human beings. Now, it brings me to the other point, Kosha, about we as Zambians, Africans, or other human beings, we lack self-prescriptions. I took some fellas. Brufen one time. Trust your medical personnel. Let them check you out. They get to know what is causing that. You've trimmed. You're looking nice. My veg, my veg, and a lot of water. No. Remember, Malaya again brought up this issue. He says it's not every water that's good for you, by the way. It's important that you read all these things.
The label.
Yeah, the mineral water composition. You need to know these things. You must know some waters, some mineral water is very high in terms of sodium, which is not good for your heart again. So another doctor I met at mine Asoko actually advised that timakondo payana, because some people say pipi maz kuma maz but someone will say no, don't take your water moderately when you drink it, because again if you drink too much water, he mentioned something I'm
You're
yet
causing another problem.
exactly, I'll share it with you in due course and you can share it on the platform. So it's sometimes ukuma manzi yambiri. You go to the doctor says, hey boss, your water is too high sodium. That's why you should look. I'm not advertising for them, but I think they are well within the limits. That's what you're talking about. So what works for you in weight loss might not work for me.
Exactly.
Because that's the reason why you find the people like Brian. Brian with it here, we sit on the same table and eat same portions of, but because Brian in an hyena, because our bodies respond differently to these different components that we eat. So it's important that you go. I had the privilege of going to Shua Slim in 2016. They did take blood samples and they told me, for example, I was telling you, it was just my veg. It was like for me, wondwe. Sifika kuda wondwe ini and yet with ignorances of vidya. Bible, my people are suffering because of
lack of knowledge.
So there's a good day for wondwe, wondwe. I know in there. I only eat vegetables. That's why you're eating the wrong vegetables. Mushroom is not good for me. So you have to check what is good for you. Talk to an expert. It looks expensive, but in the long run, you know, we are being told that. That's why, as Watatu, we want to make sure that we intensify these message updates or such messages on obesity, and because in the long run, obesity is going to become expensive for this country. It's going to be, it will mess our GDP, because currently we're looking at $13 per capita per person. Now imagine by 2020, 2060, 2050. If these things are not addressed now by government, it is a achieve to address them. We were dealing in the past with things like non-communicable diseases, communicable diseases like malaria, TB, and so on, which was because we understood them. And look at the what has dropped.
Yeah.
Non-communicable, now we are dealing with both non-communicable and communicable. So we need to help government in terms of message uptake, promotion of information like this that will go out there so that people can understand and change their lifestyle in terms of the way we eat, in terms of the way we. Jogging should become a daily activity in a home. You understand? Jogging should become a daily. Exercise should become a daily activity in a home. That's like your Bible study per week, or whatever bi-weekly. It should be the same in my homes.
I actually like that you've used jogging as an example, because some people, when you say exercise, they think you need money to go to the gym, when you can do it at home. You can start with walking, jogging.
Our Asian friends, you should see them, except I don't understand them why they walk like that. Every evening I've seen Asians walking, Madame Sogoro. One of them, Amakara Sogoro, they don't walk together. So you find Mrs. Paratap is in front. They are like that. But I think it's good for them.
Yeah.
It's good for us. We need to adopt that kind of lifestyle. We need to find ways of if it's not safe in your neighborhood, because some people argue that my neighborhood is not safe. No, you can drive. For example, if you live in Olympia and you think you can't walk around Olympia, drive. Go and park at the stadium, the Hero Stadium. There's a lot of space there. Walk 1 or 2, jump back in the vehicle, drive back. If you live in areas like here in Silverest, if you think the roads are not connected to my roads, you can go and park into like Silverest Gardens. If you do that, if you walk into that complex, you're home and drive. You will walk into the university. There are so many places you can go and do all these things for. And then I've learned, it's not jogging, just mere walking. It's good for cardio. It's mere walking. Even in your yard, it's a 40 by 30. If you walk 3-4 times a you would have done a kilometer plus, which is good. So we need to make sure that on a weekly basis, we have done exercises at least 3-4 times as a family. You start as individual, mom and dad. Tomorrow it's the children. To the other day it's the entire family. If it's Sunday, sometimes I find it strange. You even have to call Anasha. No, the church is within this community. Walk to your church on a Sunday. Malaya again told me that. Malaya says he walks to church, and some people think, oh, sorry, not knowing. There's even practice. Yeah. Walk to church, walk back to the point where his practice vehicle. Yeah. And Madame will be coming from church. Even some at the end also that I'll find you, go home, I'll find you. No, but let's get into that habit. Today you go to a parking to a supermarket, to these more shopping malls. People even fight for that slot here for our physically challenged shoppers. People want to park on that slot because
so they don't walk.
No, Waterfalls Mall has a lot of parking space, but everyone wants to park just opposite Hungry Lion. No one wants to go and park behind KFC there. There's the space people can walk. They don't want to walk. Go-face, everyone wants to park here. So everyone wants to park there. Some people even park past the ambulance for fear of walking. Yeah. Let us walk. Let us walk. Let us walk. Let us walk. Let us exercise at every moment.
Let's also, as we conclude, talk about how sometimes people can be so insensitive. All of a sudden, the greeting is, "Hey, Batuaina." I don't know if you've ever experienced.
Oh, Batuaina. Batuaina is humble. Batuaina is Batuaina. There's the one is what you want to at what you want to actually it's somebody but and some people even on my comments like on my page Bunker Store there are people who just come out we love your jokes but much over China. My friend Dominic had a bad one. Culture issues. It's now that we're beginning to learn that you can't say certain things. Because of our culture, back in the day, Kuina was a status symbol. Like, hey, what do you know? I have my cousins, when they come here, they'll say, my roommate friend. And they'll say it in Lunda, in my mother's language. I'm looking at them like, do they really know what they're talking about? So, culture issues. We had a group of students that came from Finland or the USA, under the able leadership of His Royal Highness now. But at that time he was at the University of Zambia, Professor Dixon Mwansa. So we had a program we were working on on a cultural exchange with our colleagues who came from Western countries. And so 3-4 days we were shooting something in Chongwe, and Dominic, unknowingly, innocently, says to one of the girls, you like Zambia? And she says, yes. Very jovial girl. Yes, Zambia is very nice. You see? You've even become fat. Okay. Then we get on set. One person is missing. What's happening? Kind of that very sensitive. Kupesa anasha shedi. Adira chani. Akupuka kuri memorio. Kuri fana randira utenga oipota. I don't know. He called me fat. He called you fat is an issue. So called no. He when Dominic, did you know that? Now Professor is a well-traveled man. He knew what that meant, and he cancelled her. He cancelled Dominic. I said, "Kuno, apa so na market afuno kukwatira papa na ko." So not called Dominic. No, in our friends' culture, to call someone fat is an insult. It's what they. Oh, sorry, I meant it as a compliment. So here people are insensitive. They're insensitive, they say anything they want. Some say it out of ignorance. Some say it knowing that in punchline is under Mgure you will do something about it. Some say it, they say it's for different motivation. I mean, different reasons. But what people don't know is that the one thing, Nkosha, is that the one thing that people don't know is that every day, and if there are 50 or 10 out of 10, maybe one, or if there's such a thing like half, No one likes being in our position. Every time you wake up, you look into the mirror. You're like, I'm gonna do something today. How we end up eating again, nobody knows.
The adverts.
You wake up with this beautiful T-shirt you recently bought. You are clad in it. Everybody, that's it. The next time you want to put it on, shit yankara uko. Sometimes umanga che batanya mune bavera mangalo matangs upembera kasi hai wede go shit with a button. Ni chani washitoka muna sheko kule ishwakali paka kamba so madam muna sheko kule, and the special guy, she's serving you, but why are you not giving that washitoka mwana wewe mashulo kumanga button, but why you bring this thing on the table? You get upset, but by and large inwardly you feel
I need to work on this.
Okay, zawadabuisa. Sometimes to focus zawadabuisa matuma fana upo wewe zawadabuisa stupid yako. And there's that kind of stupid silly voice that they let may so rest in peace His Excellency Rupia Band. Stupid yako. But anyway, trust me, most of the people that I know that are in our that have these conditions strive and they suffer silently, quietly, wanting to lose weight. And it feels good. Somebody say, hey, what are you doing? You really shed off. You really shed off. Amazing. You know, that just makes you feel like,
I like the Watatu motto, mind over matter, because ever since we spoke and you told me that, even because I'm going through the same journey of trying to lose weight, I remind myself when I see an advert for cake, I tell myself, not today. Not today. So it's really great.
But me, I'm telling you, it's mind over matter for me. I've told myself, hunger or poverty, because you can't be fooled by all this food. Say, I can afford it, I can do it. Yes, you can afford it. If hunger didn't kill me, come on, it would be folly for me to be killed by food. You know what I mean? I managed to survive njala mdala. We'll make it one day. And then food should kill me. No. There was a time, tough times, where when somebody gives you a beef burger, a beef burger, with your beef burger, beef burger jokakupasa, or pie, meat pie, beef burger. You get that beef burger, you go with it parevo, wafika parevo, waipongo soda beef burger. Vikamba wafika msemushe, ufukuja mairo.
Breakfast.
Then you get the burger. Jojo, na onyo nale jarabu na tomato. Faka mumpoto na manzi ya bigo panga supu nindiyo zija. Badi nishmarevo banunki la to muli nyama. Kasi nyapa beef burger mene jam, you know. And then in the morning you have the machani. So if we survived that, you know, there was a time even if I knew about mkuja muli 14. Ukatenga kapenta fuko kulangiza wonso kutumwa kama akusecha waje. If we survived that, how can honestly nyama manje vakuja vinpai? No, mind over matter. And we are going to do it, my sister. We'll do it with everybody's support. And by the way, I know now and there's a couple of now. I'm not doing it for you anymore. It's me. And so we are going to lose. We are going to lose.
Definitely.
So, Nkosha, as you may be aware, I'm supposed to go to undergo an operation in India this month. So the operation was necessitated by the fact that on further investigation was what caused the vein rupture in my brain was that I was obese, BP, which was the result of obesity. I have a condition called I wanted to say qualify munga kichapun. Apparently, I qualify as an obese person, and it's not a mean achievement. You have to eat. So yeah, it's a. Sorry, you know me. I love just making jokes. I don't need to. Yeah, so see, it's
But
not a
he's
okay,
serious.
but it's not a mean achievement,
Yeah.
Obesity level 3, actually, not to my no,
Mm-mm.
obesity level 3. You got in school in distinction, win. So so I have to go undergo a procedure because I quickly have to lose weight. My height against my body mass and all those things does not allow. So I need to lose weight, and I'm going for an operation in India. Now, this operation in India is about it's about 5,200 US plus accommodation. If you are going with the bedside, we're talking about something not less than 8,000. Now, I am reliably informed by my host there, by the doctors there, that this doctor is so good. Right now, as we speak, there's about 25 patients who are accessing his services in India.
Zambians, right?
Yes, Zambians already in India, and he's dealing with them. Now, you can imagine 8,000, or let's just hypothetically give it 6.5 by 25. You can do the math, okay? Now, there is a hospital in Zambia which can offer this same service, except there's one component, or one or two things. The part, it's an equipment it's an apparatus or equipment in the theater, which is costing 25,000 US. And then there's need for the specialist now to come and do capacity building among the people that will be operating these things. So, if, for example, Nkosha, 25 people that have traveled already, multiplied by the figure they've paid, we can buy that component, that missing component in Zambia. As well as Watatu, we have taken it upon ourselves. Nkosha here will give you details very soon when we set up the account and everything. Well, we do contributions, and probably it will be taken up by the hospital itself, because we are talking with the expert in India to establish himself here, to come and be a resident, now a resident doctor here, a resident surgeon here, and also buy that same equipment, so that as many people as we can, can access this facility in Zambia, so that you don't travel all the way to India. Imagine Zambia now, want. By the way, I'm told this operation is a 2-hour job, 2-3 hours job. You'll be there for a week and you are done. Manje kuenda chekugara bedside 1 week. Kubwera ko muntu mungambisa risopo kama. No, yeah, Zambia. Abwera akama muntu arisopo. Vachinja pamene apata iveze ku India. Oh yeah, twachinja uya so pinja.
Vana kwapa na American
Accent muntu zo ku India. So we're trying to avoid all that. So plans are underway. I must say we have done almost 70% in terms of paperwork and everything, procedures. So we are doing the due diligence for him to come through. We will be glad to announce him, because you are part of the foundation. You should be in a position to announce very soon when we have everything done. Through this same platform, through this platform, we will be announcing the good news that the doctor, the surgeon will be operating from Zambia. And if it did happen, which it will, we are talking about a regional facility. We have our brothers in Zimbabwe, Botswana, and SADC region, and of course, those that can reach us, they will be accessing these facilities in Zambia, which brings a lot of. It also brings different revenues for us in different ways. Yeah. So, as Watatu, that's one of our big to do things this year. In August, on the 4th of August, at the Music Club, we're having the first ever roast of Henry BJ Phiri. It's a roast show. It will be at the Music Club, and we have a lot of roasters coming through. Some I can mention randomly. Yeah, you can imagine there's Paliwant.
I don't know what remarks you'd have to close.
In closing, I'd like to encourage people out there. If you're on a diet, stick to it. It's mind over matter, discipline. That's number one. And don't compete with anyone. It's yours. Okay, don't compete with anyone.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you once again for being here.
Thank you so much.
And if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe on this platform. It's a safe space where we can talk about our health, we can reflect, and we can just live happier and healthier lives. So please subscribe and share with your friends. See you next time.
Right, yeah. Right, yeah.